Han Solo was an expert at hiding the salami in every starport from Mos Eisley to the corporate sector. But the crazy part is, his success wasn't about being the hero, it was about making it clear he didn't want the job. Most guys think you win by being the nicest, the most available, the most eager to please. Han Solo proved the opposite. He operated on a principle of prize framing through pure, uncut reluctance. He made a princess, a general, and a damn hero in training chase. Him. And today, I'm giving you the 5 moves he used to pull it off. Let's start with the foundation. This is how you walk into any room and immediately signal you're not like everyone else. It's called the reluctant entry. The psychological function is simple. Neediness is repulsive by displaying initial disinterest and focusing on the practical downsides. Of any proposition, you establish yourself as a discerning man who doesn't just jump at any opportunity. Your value skyrockets because you're not seeking approval. You're evaluating whether the situation is worth your time. Think about the first time we meet him. He's not trying to impress anyone. A farm boy and an old wizard walk into his booth with a life-or-death mission. What does Han do? He scoffs. He leans back. He puts his feet up. He hears "Save the Galaxy," and his first response is to talk about the price, the danger to his ship, the trouble it'll bring him. He projects absolute indifference to their noble cause. The effect is immediate. They stop seeing him as a potential recruit and start seeing him as the only game in town. They need to sell him on the idea, not the other way around. When you make it clear your interest has to be earned through a high price, you're not just a pilot for hire. You're setting the stage to show her exactly where you keep your most valuable cargo. That's your entry. But once you're in the conversation, you need a way to control the frame without saying a word. This is where you deploy the scoundrel smirk. This isn't a big, goofy grin. It's a half smile, a non-verbal challenge that communicates amusement and a slight disbelief at the other person's posturing, subtly putting you in a higher status position. Get this. He's just rescued a princess from a detention block on the most dangerous battle station ever built. She's scared, she's cornered, but she's still a princess, so she starts barking orders, criticizing his escape plan. "Into the garbage chute, flyboy." An ordinary man gets defensive, he argues, he tries to justify his plan. What does Han do? He just looks at her, and he gives her that smirk. That little upturn of his lip says everything. It says, "You're trying so hard to be in charge right now, and it's cute." It deflates her authority instantly. The power dynamic shifts from princess and servant to man and woman. You learn how to use that smirk, and she stops trying to command your ship and starts wondering what it would take to get a private tour of your cockpit. Now this next one is where the real fun starts. This is for when she tests you, when she throws insults your way to see if you'll flinch. You won't. You'll use a technique called weaponized insecurity. The principle here is a powerful frame flip. You will intentionally misinterpret her insults as poorly disguised romantic interest. This projects unshakable confidence, because it shows her that her barbs don't even register as attacks. You can only process them as attraction. Picture this, the Hoth ice base. It's colder than a wampa's stare. Leia knows Han is planning to leave, and she's furious about it. But she can't admit she'll miss him, so she attacks. She calls him a scoundrel, a coward, says she doesn't like him. A normal guy's ego would be shattered. He'd get angry, defensive. But Han? He leans in closer. He hears "I hate you," and translates it in his head to "I can't stop thinking about you." He hears her list all his flaws and responds with a soft, confident, "I'm a nice man." He treats her anger as passion, her insults as flirtation. He's not even arguing. He's just accepting her confession. And in that moment, she's cornered. Her entire strategy is ruined. You generate that kind of heat in a frozen hallway, and it's not long before she's asking you to come inside and help her warm up the shield generator. Okay, so you've entered with reluctance, you've controlled the frame with a smirk, and you've deflected her attacks by treating them as compliments. Now comes the moment of truth. You have to be willing to leave. This is the value-driven exit. The psychological function is to create genuine urgency by demonstrating you have a mission and a purpose that is more important than her. This cannot be a bluff. Your willingness to walk away forces her to confront her own desire to make you stay. It's the day of the big battle. The rebellion is about to make its suicidal run on the Death Star. And where is Han Solo? He's loading his reward onto the Millennium Falcon. He is leaving. He got paid, and he's out. Leia confronts him, her eyes blazing with disappointment. She calls him selfish, a mercenary, and Han doesn't even disagree. He just looks at her and basically says, "You're right. What good is a reward if you ain't around to use it?" He lays his entire self-interested philosophy on the table and turns to walk away. And in that moment, his value becomes infinite. Because he isn't just another soldier fighting for her cause, he is his own man, on his own path, and losing him feels like a catastrophic failure. When you prove you're willing to walk away from the whole war just to secure your prize, she'll start wondering what it would take for her to become the one trophy you'd actually risk it all for. These 4 moves are devastating. They'll get you noticed. They will create insane levels of tension, but they are all completely useless. They will make you look like an arrogant prick without the one thing that holds it all together. The one move that turns you from a self-serving asshole into the one she absolutely cannot live without. Everything we've talked about so far is just the setup for this final critical move. It's what makes the whole damn thing work. This is the begrudging hero. The psychological principle is the master key to this entire archetype. After consistently, relentlessly demonstrating your own independence and self-interest, the act of finally breaking that frame for her becomes the most powerful, seductive gesture imaginable. Your commitment feels monumental precisely because it was so hard-won. It wasn't given freely, it had to be earned. Let's go back to the battle. The trench run. Luke is flying into certain death. Vader is locked on his tail, ready to blow him into stardust. All hope is lost. Then, out of the black, a blaster storm erupts. Yee-haw! The Millennium Falcon comes screaming in, clearing the way. Han came back. He came back. He risked his ship, his money, his life. Everything he spent the entire story telling everyone was all he cared about. And here's the secret. He didn't come back for the rebellion. He didn't come back for the cause. He came back for the kid. He came back for his friends. He came back for her. He established a rock-solid frame of self-interest. And then, at the last possible second, he chose to break it. And when you make that last-minute save, after making it crystal clear you would rather be anywhere else in the galaxy, you're not just clearing the way for a hero shot. You are getting a personal engraved invitation to make your own trench run later that night. That's the formula. Reluctance, control, and a last-minute reversal that proves she was worth more than the reward all along. Now go find your cause, state your price, and remember, nice guys might get a thank you, but the scoundrel gets the princess.